Slice the onion twice. Don't cut your finger when you slice it nice. Manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tank's Cooks. Manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tank's Cooks. It's time. All right. Another edition and another recipe that was sent to me. This one was sent to me by Savannah Weber. And it's called French onion chicken thighs. Well, we got to slice up an onion. That's the first thing we're going to do, is slice up an onion. First we got to peel the onion. And then slice the onion. La 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 la. Sometimes it's easier just to like chop off the end piece here. This way we can begin to actually peel the onion. Do the same thing over here. Here we go. Peel the onion, peel the onion, peel the onion, peel the onion. Yes, that's right. This is the onion for the French onion chicken thighs. Here we go. All right. We got a nice peeled onion, and we're going to slice the onion, not chop it up. So slice the onion, slice the onion, slicing. This is the tricky one, the last one. La la la, there it is. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Did you see that? It flipped all up in the air and it landed right in the spot. So we got our onion all cut up. Put into this pan some olive oil. La 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 la, olive oil. Now we're gonna let this heat up, and then we're gonna sear these chicken breasts. Of course, I meant chicken thighs, not chicken breasts. This is French onion chicken thighs. So let's get that onto our stove here. La, la, la. We're just gonna sear them. We're not gonna cook them now. We're gonna sear them. So let's get them seared. We got to sear them here. And we gotta spice them up a little bit. Throw on some black pepper. La 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 la, black pepper. Black pepper. Some accent, of course. Also a little bit of garlic powder. Garlic powder. A little bit of oregano. Oregano, don't you know? Oregano, don't you know? And of course some lemon pepper. Lemon pepper. Lemon pepper. There we go. What we'll do is I'll flip it and season the other side now. Which means more pepper. More lemon pepper. Definitely more accent. Wake these flavors up. Wake up! If you got an empty pan, Mr. Here we are. Garlic powder. And the oregano. Also going to throw on a little bit of this chicken seasoning. Okay, let's try to sear them all up. These are boneless chicken thighs, of course. Sear them up, sear them up, sear it up. All right, once we get these chickens seared up, we'll take it off the heat and set to the side. Because now we got to cook the onion part of this. Slide the onions right there. And we got to brown these up quite nicely. Back and brown and soft. Flip them around, spin them around, toss them around. Searing up the onions, cooking up the onions. It'll take about 10 minutes to get this all ready. Got a little bit more oil to this. All right, now that we got these onions cooked up, we got to deglaze this pan. Deglaze the pan with some beef broth. Yes, beef broth, not chicken broth, but for some reason it's beef broth. So let's get a half a cup of beef broth into our pan here, just to deglaze it. There we go. All right, let's deglaze the pan. Oh yeah, there it is. Deglazed quite nicely. Deglazing the pan. All right, now we got to reduce the heat down to low. How low can we go? And we're going to put in another cup of beef broth. Yes, indeed. Beef broth. And now we got to get this seasoning packet of onion soup mix. Put it on. And let's mix it in there really good with our whisk. Whisk, 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 tisk, tisk, tisk. Whisk it up, do it tight, tisk, tisk, tisk. Alrighty. Okay, we gotta add a little bit of sugar, and I mean a little bit of sugar. Sugar, sugar, do 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 do. Just a tiny bit of sugar, about a teaspoon worth of sugar. Here we go. All right, let's whisk this up some more. Da 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 dee dee dee. La 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 la. Yes, you do. All right. So we got to combine this and let it get up to a little bit of a simmer. Simmering. All right. Starting to simmer up quite nicely, so now we'll put back in the chicken and cook this for about 10 minutes. And we'll cover it up too. Alright. Perfect. And while this is simmering, we're going to get our cheese ready. All right, we're gonna have our cheese, and we're gonna be using this thing called Gruyere cheese. It's like a kind of like a French Swiss cheese, like but it's hard as a rock. Look at that. You actually probably, listen to that. That's some solid cheese. Ow, that actually hurt. So we're gonna shred up this Gruyere cheese with our nice little handy shredder. Shredding the cheese. Shredding the cheese. Let's shred the cheese. Shred the cheese, if you please. Shredding the Gruyere cheese. The piece broke off, so I can go even faster now. Shred the cheese. I'm gonna get about a cup of cheese out of this. Alright, just about finished shredding all this cheese. Shredding the cheese, if you please. Let's shred the cheese. Shredding the cheese. Shredding the cheese. When you shred the cheese, of course, you don't want to shred your fingers or your knuckles. And there we go. Now we'll get ready to put it in with the rest of the meal. Let's see how we're looking. Let's flip these chicks inside the sauce here. Flip it around, spin it around, turn it around. All right. Now we're gonna put our cheese in, and we're gonna cook this up until it's nice and melted. Cheese, throw it in. Our Gruyere cheese. Spread it around nicely, evenly. La, 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 la. All over it. There we go. All right. And we'll continue cooking this until it's nice and melted. Okay, let's take a look at how we're looking. This is melting nicely. Quite nicely indeed. So we'll flip the chicken again. Scoop up a little more cheese onto it. And I think we'll be ready in about a minute. All right, looks like we're all about ready. Let's get this off the heat and get ready to cook and serve. Because it's time to plate the meal. Yes, indeed, it is time to plate this meal. Time to plate the meal. Time to plate the meal. All right, let's get this little chicken on the plate. Time to plate the meal. Time to plate the meal. Yeah, pour some of this sauce over here. Da da da. Time to plate the meal. We're gonna serve it with a little bit of these roasted potatoes. Time to plate the meal. Time to plate the meal. And little green beans. Time to plate the meal. Let's see how these French onion chicken thighs came out. All right. Where's my fork? Here's my fork. All right. Let's see how this came out. French onion chicken thighs. Yes, yes. Not bad. Although I gotta say this Gruyere cheese, woof. It's definitely a smelly cheese. Definitely a smelly cheese. So Jenks, you probably won't like this. It's got cheese, you won't like it anyway. Nice little roasted potato, some green beans, and here we go. And you could be like Savannah Weber, who sent me this recipe. Thank you again, Savannah. And you can send a recipe to me, njtank99@gmail.com. And if it intrigues me and looks like something I could cook or want to cook, you might see it on Tank Cooks. So, until then, manja manja, bon appetit, let's eat.